The Aaron Korsh-created courtroom drama for the USA surpassed all expectations and went on to become the network's longest-running program. Suits drew in viewers even before it broke records, owing to its winning tone and engaging ensemble of characters. So keep watching, because we've compiled a list of programs similar to Suits that you should watch next, including other famous USA shows, superb legal dramas, and TV series with key bromances that every Suits fan will like. First, we have White Collar. White Collar is another sitcom set in New York, and it should definitely be your next stop after Suits. Why? Well, because it has a stylistic similarity to Suits, and is centered by another strong mentor-mentee connection like Mike and Harvey. The series, created by Jeff Easton, stars Tim DeKay as FBI Special Agent Peter Burke, and Matt Bomer as Neil Caffrey. Caffrey is a highly accomplished forger and con artist who becomes Burke's informant and aids him in the investigation of white-collar crimes. Their unusual connection serves as the basis for a story in which the protagonists continually escape situations and places where they shouldn't have been in the first place. The rest of the ensemble, like Suits, is equally as strong, making the program an easy pleasure binge. Next up, The Good Wife and The Good Fight. We're all big fans of Suits here, but let's be real. The legal aspects were never the best part of Suits. All they did was function as a backbone for the program, giving a stable backdrop for the far greater character-driven stories. But if you want a well-written legal drama and some solid characters, look no further than CBS's The Good Wife. Alicia Florrick, played by Emmy winner Juliana Margulies, is the wife of the Cook County State's attorney. Alicia returns to her work as a lawyer when her husband is entangled in a big controversy. Once you've seen the program, move on to its spin-off, the similarly fantastic Paramount Plus drama The Good Fight, starring Christine Baranski as Diane Lockhart. Now, we have Terriers. Suits was built on the bromance between Mike and Harvey, and if that's something you're interested in, FX's short-lived Terriers is definitely the show for you. Detailing the story of two best friends and small-time amateur private investigators, the banter between the two is reminiscent of what we miss in Suits. Created by Ted Griffin, the show stars Donald Logue and Michael Raymond James as Hank and Britt, respectively, a recovering alcoholic and former cop, and a former thief. The unlikely friends try to stay on the right path while fighting for the little guy in a sun-drenched Southern California town. It's a shame the program was just one season long, but that also means it's a short watch. Next on the list, Psych. Psych, a USA sitcom that aired along with Suits, is likewise centered on a man who lies about his credentials. Sean Spencer, played by James Roday Rodriguez, is a keen observer who, like Mike, is capable of recalling a weird amount of information in minute detail. Instead of pursuing a career as a lawyer, Sean, who has commitment issues and lacks compared to Mike's strong desire to be a lawyer, utilizes his abilities to assist the Santa Barbara Police Department in solving crimes as a so-called psychic detective. Sean's bromance with his reluctant partner and best friend, Gus Dulé Hill, provides some great comedic moments throughout the series, so it might just scratch that post-Suits itch. The show aired for 8 seasons and spawned 3 TV movies. Next up is House. Suits and House, Fox's long-running medical drama, have striking similarities in their core foundations. Dr. Gregory House, Hugh Laurie, plays the drama's Harvey, a highly intelligent guy who's extraordinarily competent at his work and knows it. But he isn't especially sympathetic or even widely loved due to his abrasiveness. Dean of Medicine Lisa Cuddy, Lisa Edelstein, plays the show's Jessica, Gina Torres, a strong, high-ranking woman who is competent at managing her greatest but most difficult asset and has to go to considerable measures to protect him or repair problems he's made on a daily basis. Cuddy also portrays Donna on the sitcom, as she and House are embroiled in a will-they, won't-they conflict. But let's be real, no one can actually be Donna except the stunning Sarah Rafferty herself. Now, we have Younger. Suits' basic structure was built around a lie, and the possibility of individuals in the office and outside finding out that Mike wasn't actually a lawyer provided plenty of drama. In the area of the publishing world, Younger does something similar. The dramedy, which premiered on TV Land before moving to Paramount Plus for its final season, stars Sutton Foster as Lisa, a 40-year-old woman who lies about her age to get a job in publishing after taking years off to raise her kid. But Younger and Suits have more in common than that. There's also a lot of office drama, an inter-office affair, and some killer fashion. Jessica Pearson would respect Diana's, Miriam Shore, statement pieces, and that's saying something. Next on the list is Billions. Billions is about wealthy individuals competing against one another in an egotistic warfare. Many people, including critics, appear to have dismissed the first season as cliched. Credit should be given where it's due, as the show has come a long way since then. Its reputation as one of the finest current dramas, like Suits, is cemented by authentic performances from the protagonists. While the program has a lot going for it, the major appeal is Chuck Rhodes and Axe's rivalry, as they strive to outdo each other. The inclusion of the newest member of the cast has been a stroke of brilliance. Taylor Mason, played by Asia Kate Dillon, is a breath of fresh air for the program. The third season, with its clever cat-and-mouse storylines and captivating acting, propelled the series to greater levels. Of course, not everyone will be interested in this glitzy financial battle. If you enjoy the witty one-liners and observations you see in Suits, you'll enjoy what Billions has to offer. Next, The Newsroom. The Newsroom tells the narrative of a group of dedicated, incorruptible journalists who are more concerned with presenting raw, unedited news than with the ratings impact. And as you might think, reality is a sour pill to swallow. The Newsroom, directed by Aaron Sorkin, is a dialogue-heavy series that trades heavy-handed action for cheeky, sarcastic commentaries. Some of the sharpest, in-your-face comedy you'll see on current television. It's understandable if this isn't for everyone. It takes a lot of effort to sit through one episode, and it may be draining at times. But once it gets underway, it's difficult not to fall in love with its wonderful ensemble cast. This polarizing show was discontinued after just 3 seasons, partly because it refused to be dumbed down to appeal to the general public. The 3 immaculate seasons are, however, available on Amazon Prime. Now, we have House of Cards. Say what you will about Kim, Kevin Spacey really was the highlight of the Netflix original. House of Cards is an astute parody of the American political environment, full with backstabbing, plotting, lobbying, and deceit. It was regarded as one of the greatest originals to come out of the Netflix factory back when it was just getting into the business of generating original series, a polished, fascinating program about a ruthless politician working his way to the top, whatever the cost may be. If you're going to binge watch it, only watch the first 5 seasons. The first 2 are fantastic, while the others are adequate. Avoid the 6th at all costs. Next is Castle. The narrative centers around Richard, a well-known author with devoted followers all around the world. When a serial killer, who has probably read all of Richard's crime books, begins to prey on them, Richard teams up with an NYPD detective to investigate deeper. While the concept of the show is certainly not new, Castle has proven time and time again that even a program based on borrowed concepts can be charming and intriguing. Hannibal, for example, experimented with the same concept for a time before turning it into a roller coaster ride that worked rather well. Unlike Hannibal, which appears to have an overarching plot that people care about, Castle exploits its major plotline as a shortcut to advance the procedural drama. This procedural whodunit will appear to you if you want a program like Suits that doesn't take itself too seriously, even in its dark moments. Lastly, we have Boston Legal. Boston Legal is a procedural, 1-case-per-week drama created by David E. Kelly that follows a group of dysfunctional but skilled attorneys as they struggle with their work and personal life. Although the presentation does not get into the legal complexities, it is preferable if you have a basic understanding of the subject. When you comprehend every small allusion and suggestion that the series frequently throws at you, the show becomes more immersive. Aside from the fun and comedy, this show shines when it gets into social and political concerns. Boston Legal cements its spot as one of the greatest programs like Suits, with plenty of action, legal savvy, and much-needed humor. It's hard to think that this behemoth of a drama began as a spin-off. Boston Legal had amassed a devoted following throughout the course of its extended run. Boston Legal maintains its allure throughout its duration thanks to engaging plots and a great ensemble cast. That's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.